I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good.
$500. That's what it costs to tell the truth in the WNBA. Sophie Cunningham just found out the hard way, and her response is setting the basketball world on fire. The Indiana Fever guard posted 3 simple words on TikTok that would change everything at some refs. Within hours, over 1.2 million people had watched her video. Within days, the WNBA slapped her with a $500 fine.
Sophie Cunningham reveals she's fined $500. First of all, $500 is absolutely hilarious, by the way.
But what happened next? Sophie didn't apologize. She didn't back down. She came out swinging with words that have league executives scrambling and fans demanding answers. This isn't just about a fine. This is about a league at war with its own players. This is about priorities so twisted that the WNBA would rather protect referees than the athletes who are literally saving their sport. And Sophie Cunningham just exposed it all. The TikTok that started this chaos seemed innocent enough. Sophie, known for her fearless play and unfiltered personality, simply tagged referees with those 3 words: no profanity, no specific accusations, just at some refs. And somehow that was enough to trigger the league's disciplinary machine. The video exploded across social media like a bomb going off. Comments flooded in from fans who had been thinking the exact same thing all season long. The engagement was insane. Likes, shares, comments, all pouring in from people who finally saw someone brave enough to say what they'd been screaming at their televisions. But the WNBA saw it differently. Instead of recognizing this as organic marketing gold, they saw it as insubordination. Instead of celebrating a player connecting authentically with fans, they reached for their penalty handbook. The message was clear: speak your mind, pay the price. When that fine notification hit Sophie's phone, everything changed. She could have quietly paid up and moved on. She could have deleted the video and issued some generic apology. She could have played it safe like so many athletes before her. But Sophie Cunningham has never been safe, and she wasn't about to start now. Her response on social media was absolutely explosive. "I got fined $500 for this TikTok," she posted, followed by laughing emojis that screamed defiance. But it was her next line that really dropped the hammer. "EDK, why this is funny to me? Like, okay, you got it, bud, because there's not more important things to be worried about with our league right now." Those words hit the basketball world like a freight train. Here was a player who just got financially punished, and instead of cowering, she was calling out the entire league's priorities. The audacity was breathtaking. The courage was undeniable. And the implications were absolutely staggering.
Obviously, they can't fine anymore. She's only making $100,000, and like $500 when you're making $100,000 is a lot of money, in fairness.
The timing couldn't be more perfect or more damaging for the WNBA. The league is experiencing unprecedented growth thanks largely to rookies like Caitlin Clark bringing massive mainstream attention. TV ratings are soaring, attendance is climbing, and sponsorship money is flowing in like never before. This should be their golden moment, their time to shine. Yet here they are, finding one of their most engaging personalities for authentic fan interaction. While corporate America is throwing millions at the WNBA because of its growing social media presence and fan engagement, the league is literally penalizing the players who create that content. The irony is suffocating. Sophie's 500 TikTok generated over 1.2 million views. That's the kind of organic reach that marketing departments spend thousands trying to achieve. The video created buzz, started conversations, and kept people talking about the WNBA. And the league's response? A bill. This isn't Sophie's first dance with WNBA discipline either. She's been racking up fines like battle scars all season long. Just weeks earlier, she got hit with a $400 fine for a flagrant foul, plus additional penalties for her role in the aftermath. The pattern is crystal clear. Sophie Cunningham plays with an intensity and speaks with a boldness that makes league executives nervous. But here's what's really wild. While the WNBA keeps writing her checks for fines, Sophie's social media empire keeps exploding. Her TikTok following has been growing exponentially, her engagement rates are through the roof, and her authentic personality has made her one of the most followed WNBA players online. The $500 fine is literally pocket change compared to the brand value she's building. The fan reaction has been absolutely incredible. Social media exploded with support for Sophie, criticism of the league's decision, and serious questions about WNBA priorities. "League protects the refs more than the players" started trending, capturing exactly how fans feel about this whole situation.
These referees are just gone out of control and like they're putting players in danger.
Even people outside basketball started weighing in. Former athletes, sports commentators, and social media influencers all began questioning why the WNBA would fine a player for such mild criticism. The story transcended basketball and became a broader conversation about athlete expression and league control. What makes this even more compelling is Sophie's role with the Indiana Fever. She's not just some bench player looking for attention. She's a key contributor on a team that's been one of the most talked about franchises this season. The Fever, currently sitting with a 12-12 record, have been appointment television largely because of personalities like Sophie, who bring genuine drama and entertainment value. Sophie has become the enforcer, the protector, the player who steps up when others won't. When Caitlin Clark needed someone to have her back on the court, Sophie was there.
Honestly, I felt like Sophie might have wanted a piece of JC after the Caitlin Clark.
When the team needed someone to bring intensity and attitude, Sophie delivered. And when fans needed someone to call out questionable officiating, Sophie spoke up and got fined for it. The financial aspect of this controversy is fascinating too. WNBA player salaries are notoriously low compared to other professional sports leagues. For many players, a $500 fine represents a significant chunk of their income. But Sophie's growing social media presence and authentic brand have created revenue streams that dwarf any fine the league could impose. Her willingness to speak her mind, combined with her fearless playing style, has made her a fan favorite and a marketing goldmine. Brands love authentic personalities, and Sophie's unfiltered approach to social media has made her one of the most marketable players in the league. The WNBA is literally finding success. The broader implications of this fine extend far beyond one player and one TikTok video. This sets a dangerous precedent for player expression in the social media age. Will other players now think twice before sharing honest thoughts about officiating? Will authentic voices be silenced by fear of financial punishment? Will the league's growth be stunted by policies that penalize genuine fan engagement? Sophie's continued criticism of the league's priorities suggests this battle is far from over. She's not just defending her right to speak, she's defending every player's right to express themselves without fear of retaliation. Her platform keeps growing, her influence keeps expanding, and her willingness to challenge authority keeps inspiring others. The Indiana Fever have been one of the most entertaining teams to watch this season, partly because of players like Sophie who bring genuine personality and authentic emotion to every game. The league should be celebrating this, not penalizing it. The disconnect between what fans want and what the league is promoting couldn't be more obvious. What happens next could define the entire culture of the WNBA going forward. Will they continue prioritizing control over authentic expression? Will they recognize that players like Sophie are assets, not liabilities? Or will they double down on policies that could ultimately hurt the very growth they're desperately trying to achieve? The basketball world is watching and waiting. Sophie Cunningham has drawn her line in the sand, and her message couldn't be clearer. She won't be silenced by fines, intimidated by discipline, or deterred from speaking truth. The question now is whether the WNBA will learn from this moment or continue alienating the very voices that make their product compelling. This story represents everything wrong with sports bureaucracy in 2024, a league struggling for relevance, finding the players who are actually creating that relevance. An organization claiming to support women's voices while literally charging those women for using their voices. The contradiction is so obvious, it's almost comical, which might be exactly why Sophie found the whole thing so funny. The revolution in women's basketball isn't just happening on the court. It's happening in comment sections, TikTok videos, and the authentic voices of players who refuse to be controlled. Sophie Cunningham isn't just leading that charge, she's paying for the privilege $500 at a time. The WNBA thought they were sending a message with this fine. Instead, they gave Sophie Cunningham an even bigger platform to expose their backwards priorities. and judging by her response, she's just getting started. But here's the plot twist that nobody saw coming. Sophie's defiance is inspiring other players to speak up. Whispers are circulating throughout locker rooms across the league. Players are starting to question why they should stay silent when their authentic voices could be their greatest asset. The ripple effect of Sophie's $500 stand is creating waves that could reshape how WNBA athletes interact with fans forever. Meanwhile, the league's sponsors are watching this unfold with growing concern. They invested millions in the WNBA precisely because of its authentic, relatable personalities and growing social media engagement. Now, they're witnessing the league actively penalize the very behavior that makes their investment valuable. Corporate executives are asking hard questions about supporting an organization that seems determined to sabotage its own success. Sophie's next move could be the most crucial decision of her career. Will she continue pushing boundaries, knowing each post could cost her hundreds of dollars? Will she organize other players to challenge these restrictive policies? Or will she find creative ways to circumvent the league's control while still speaking her truth? One thing's certain, Sophie Cunningham has tasted the power of authentic expression, and there's no going back now. The revolution has begun, and it started with 3 simple words that cost $500 but might just save the WNBA from itself. What do you think about the WNBA fining Sophie Cunningham for speaking her mind? Is the league protecting refs at the expense of authentic player expression? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know where you stand on this controversy dividing the basketball world. Smash that like button if you support players speaking truth, subscribe for more explosive sports content, and hit the notification bell because this story is far from over. Sometimes the truth costs $500, but it's always worth every penny.